Space is an exploring uncle.
Mr. Smith, not in this class. Don't let it repeat itself, please.
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry.
You can mute your mic now. Why disturbing my class? You are not ready for the class. You won't come in. If you come in, you will mute your mic. So if you are speaking at the other hand, nobody hear you. Please. So when we talk about the internal conflict, we have what we call the intrapersonal conflict, which is a conflict that is between an individual and itself, or the individual with the nature or something that is around that type of individual. Then we have what we call the external conflict, where we have the interpersonal conflict, which is a conflict that is between a person and somebody around the person or the environment. Then we have the intergroup conflict and the intra-group conflict, which I ask you people to go and read so that we can have a very good interaction this morning. But I believe that many of us have not read or even touched that. So when we talk about the interpersonal conflict, it's a conflict that exists between a person and another person. So it's between two people. It's a conflict between two persons. And it's a type of disagreement that takes place between two persons. So it varies between what you see as, what you perceive as being like, and what the other person perceives as being unlike. So this will bring about the bond of unhappiness or happiness between the two of them. And it's a type of conflict that happens between a delayed form of perseverance and outpour of aggression. So that particular person that says, no, I want to say no to this today, is the person that has been enduring with the other party, not minding the excesses of the other person. But it got to a particular stage and he or she wants to say no. Those things that have been making them to be happy before could now turn to what will make them to be unhappy because of that no that is coming up late. Because the other party has enjoyed the privilege of someone ignoring his or her excesses, and he felt that, let me tell this person that I will not take this again. And then the person they said they are not taking it from will see it as an offense instead of looking at it critically. And that is what is happening between many of us within the setting of where we work, the household, and so many things around us. Because a particular person has been stomaching a lot of things for us, and we felt that's the way of life, instead of considering the other person. Sometimes this could be corrected if the parties involved can sit amicably and look at those differences. But unfortunately, the person that has been enjoying the privilege might not want it the other way around. And this could cause a lot of differences for a very long time unless such person couldn't get another alternative. That's when he or she could agree that, okay, let's solve this problem. But if there is another alternative, you would rather move to the other alternative. And mind you, that is why the Yoruba adage always says that what you cannot endure when you are comfortable, it is better you don't even endure it when you are uncomfortable. Because if you do, you might not be able to say no to the other parties that are involved. I hope I'm communicating.
Yes,
So,
very
so this type of conflict could go a very long way and become unresolved unless the person that is enduring could tactically move out of the surrounding of the other person so that the other person could see reason, could see some lapses in his or her behavior and could be able to correct all of these lapses so that there will be balance in whatever they are planning to do between themselves or within him and the other party for a long time. So when the absence is felt, so this other one will be able to say, oh, so does it mean that this person has just been enduring and stomaching a lot of things for me? Does it mean that all the things I've been doing to this person is not really good? Does it mean that I could really change if I wanted to? Does it mean that, and so many of those questions that will keep the other party being conscious of what he or she has missed from somebody that is absent, and then be very conscious of how to relate with such person when the person is around again. If not, when you want to do the outright denial or not taking into consideration or not accepting the way of doing it the way you have been doing it before, it will cause a lot of problem and you might not be able to handle the situation again. So, in essence, interpersonal conflict is a conflict that happens between two people, and then many a times this conflict sometimes lead to a lot of other things that could be unresolvable if we are not very careful. Then we have what we call the intrapersonal conflict. When we say intrapersonal, it is when you feel you are conflicting about your own thoughts or actions. You are disagreeing with what you have been preaching to people, and this in turn could be a psychological battle if you are not very, very strong, because it's a conflict that makes you to get emotional. It's a conflict that makes you to dislike yourself personally without anybody disliking you. You dislike yourself. You don't want to believe in yourself again. You feel you have failed. You are not understanding yourself. And many a times, this type of conflict brings about emotional trauma, and sometimes it leads to depression unless you are able to meet a very experienced psychologist or social worker who can turn you around what you are believing in and you are fighting within yourself, and make it to be an easily resolved issue. If not, you might be there and you might be parabolating within a circle. You see that you start from here, you said you are going to the other end, but you end up coming back to the spot where you stand from, because there are some things that you believe has failed in you, has failed in your spirit, has failed in your environment, and so many things like that. And before you know it, you could on your own dissociate completely from yourself. You dissociate completely from yourself. You get disoriented. You don't really understand yourself. You don't really understand the culture that you have been valuing before. You don't really understand the norms around you. And with time, with the issue of depression, with the issue of dissociation, people will now start to allow you to be on your own, since you have been telling them, I want to be on my own. I don't want anybody around me. So this could also lead to interpersonal conflict. And if time is not taken, you might not be able to get out of it, because stigma will come in and so many things will come in. So intrapersonal conflict is a very big conflict that people usually avoid it, because if time is not taken, you might end up being your own enemy without anybody coming in between you and whatever you have campaigned not to be before, and you now find yourself doing it, and you continue doing it, and you will not give a damn again. Then we have what we call the intergroup conflict. Intergroup conflict is a conflict that happens between a solidified group of people. And many a times, this type of conflict arises when they are soliciting for political positions within the group. So it makes them to see so many things about themselves, to say a lot of what should not be heard about themselves, just simply because they want some people, they want to win the hearts of some people, and they open their dirty needles outside for other members of the group to see, and they open their characters and their internal attitude or behaviors that are known to their well close friends. And many a times, intergroup conflict happens between two close friends who are vying for a particular position and they don't want to agree with themselves. They want to be the superior of the other, or somebody felt that the other person should not be a superior of them, and it continues like that. Then we have what we call the intra-group conflict. Many a times, some people don't really understand what the intergroup and the intra-group is all about. Intergroup conflict is a conflict that happens between those who already have the position in the group and the roles they are playing. So many at times, some people don't really stay on the roles that is expected of them to display within that group. They try to show the skill, the experience, and the knowledge they have over the other members of the group by playing their roles along with their own roles. And at the long run, they leave the person and tag the person to know. And before you know it, they will just be saying TK, 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 TK. They stigmatize and even name the person. And before you know it, if you want to say, no, I'm not TK, and they will tell him, no, you are, because you are playing the roles of every other person with your role. So these are the different types of the conflict that we have around us. So knowing the type of conflict, let's now look at how we could relate within this conflict as a social worker. How do social workers solve conflicts, different types of conflict? Do we understand this topic very well before I move further?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So as a social worker, what exactly do you think that we can use to solve the different types of conflicts? Let me engage you people from here.
Yeah, ma'am. Maybe we can use CBT for this type of interpersonal conflict, where it is conflict within ourselves. We have to use CBT to change the distorted thought of that individual about him or herself being disoriented, disassociation, and all that. So when we use CBT to change that distorted thought to a positive one, make him or her realize that there are still some positive things around him or within him that he or she has done. This can help, ma.
Okay, thank you. Any other solution? Any other solution?
The CBT can be used.
I see only CBT. Why are we measuring CBT? Why the measurement of CBT?
Maybe that's what we are familiar with for now. In resolving the interpersonal conflicts.
Interpersonal again, CBT. Okay, how do we use CBT?
Between two, this is what happens, the conflicts that happen between two people or two group of people, that we may use CBT in that regard, ma. I think so.
How do we use CBT? We should be able to explain ourselves. How do we use CBT?
Maybe we
Amaja.
do.
Amaja, we are all adults.
Yes, ma.
Let us speak. Let us speak as if we own our professional qualification. Let's speak as if we have the experience and we are able to negotiate and defend it. Don't let us speak as if we are still an undergraduate student. I don't want that. I always want a challenging class. Now, let's listen carefully.
Yes.
The first thing we have in the portfolio we have, maybe some people have seen my status for so many times, I don't know, but sometimes I just feel like educating people and I put some status that sometimes it could be song, it could be actions, it could be movements. Sometimes ago, I put a woman with a lot of things in a particular box. That is how social workers are. Number one, we are a chief mediator. Lawyers are coming behind us. They cannot mediate like us. What they will burst table and say, no, it's not written in the law book like that. It's not possible. We can't do it that way. Social workers don't need to get annoyed. You still perceive, you take it in and communicate. You communicate and empathize to understand the needs that is in the other end or within that particular person so as to facilitate and itemize what you need to negotiate for so as to resolve or restorate whatever the issue is. So, my dear colleagues, we should know that when they talk about trust, that's the first thing in conflict issue. There's no more trust. Am I negotiating?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I
Yes, ma'am.
communicating?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
There's no more trust. So the first thing we need to understand is to know where the trust issue drops. By the time we know where this trust issue drops, then the first work we have to do is to restore trust so that it will not escalate and bring about disagreement in the relationship. So we have to listen. We listen carefully. That's you remember that somebody taught us in another class, not my class, the skills that we need to have as a social worker. So listening skill is number one skill for us. We listen. Then we look at the skills that we need to solve problems in this issue. That's why I said we itemize, we facilitate and itemize the steps we are taking. Because sometimes one wrong step can really push off all the things you have been doing. So you must have the negotiating skill, which has to do with the win-win, lost win, and so many skills like that. Sometimes you lost while you are mediating, but on the long run, everybody will win. So you must know all these needed skills that you need to put in place so that you get a very good things at the end of the day. Because if you are not careful, if you are not mediating well, the conflict escalates and you see parties having a physical attack on themselves. And if care is not taken, while you are trying to separate, you could be hurt and you could even die within the process. So you don't allow the issue to escalate for any reason. That's why you might not blame, and you might blame if you know that you are in control. If you know that you are in control of the issue, so you might blame. But you may not blame if you cannot control the issue. I hope I'm negotiating, I'm talking, Abi. I'm really using that word negotiating so that it will sink into us today, because we are not lecturing again now. We are trying to know why and how we can come in as a social worker. So now, the skills and techniques needed by us are the mediation and facilitation skill. We need to know how to facilitate effective communication. Effective communication, which is very, very essential to us in this journey of our negotiation. Now, we could understand that when they talk about conflict, it could happen within the families we are to attend it to, or the communities we are to attend it to, which we are seeing as group now. It might not be the whole of the family that is involved in our negotiation initially, but the whole of the family or some members of the family could be involved in our negotiation along the line. Take, for example, they brought us a teenager in distress or in conflict with the environment. Maybe the teenager is already into drug or into some behavioral issues. Now, the teenager is already in conflict with himself, with the family, with the society. So we need to know what the problem is. Overcaring could be a problem, undercaring could be a problem, neglect could be a problem, and so many things. So we need to know exactly where the problem comes from before we can now think about what we can do with such person. And by the time we are handling the person, we will have to involve some members of the family so that when the person is even rehabilitated, he or she will not relapse again. So the member of the family is to ensure that, okay, the drugs are taken at the right time. Okay, I monitor this person so that he will not go back to the gang where they are having issues again, and so many things. So we need to know how to meditate and facilitate. We also need to listen carefully and empathize. We don't sympathize, because by the time you put your dirty leg in another person's shoe, it means you are wearing the shoe of the person, you are sympathizing the person, and that could cause a lot of other problems within your negotiation time or period. So you listen actively. We don't empathize because we put away our emotions. and rather look at what the problem is. Sometimes some of us, when we are asked to do some field work, the first thing that comes to our head is, what do I gain from this? That's the first thing that comes to our head. And you say, am I just going to be working and there won't be gain, there won't be something to show off for it? My shoes are bad. My bags is not good. I'm going to a very rich man's house. The wife supposed to give me a new bag. The man supposed to give me a transport money so that I can at least gain something to get a good shoe. That's what comes to the mind of some of us whenever we are assigned to carry out some field work. This is not good enough. We have overruled whatever that will be our decision with our desire. So we might not be able to keep our emotions. We might not be able to empathize. Rather, we want to sympathize at the person or the situation that will favor our own desire. So as a social worker, when you are entering the field, the first thing that will strike your mind should be, will I be able to get solution to these particular issues at hand? Will I be able to solve this problem reasonably? Not what will I gain? What are my desires? Who are the people I'm going to meet? So if we can make our own feelings straight, we would be able to crucially de-escalate the emotions that are involved and find a very lasting solution to the issues. Negotiation, like I say, is another very grounded issue when it comes to conflict resolving. We should be able to look at the mutual benefits that the two parties involved will be able to get while we are making the agreement. And we should be able to also look at the compromises that will be involved. So by the time we are able to do all of this, we'll be able to guide the two parties and negotiate properly between them. Another thing is how to restore restorative practices. When we do
Please, can you
restorative,
come again? I didn't hear that well.
I said another thing is restorative practices.
Okay, ma.
Restorative practice is a very unique technique which allows for conferencing. And by the time we allow for conferencing, please let us be able to handle, we should be able to handle all the parties that are involved appropriately. Before they enter into the conference room or all we want to use, there should be a thorough searching of harmful materials that could harm others. We should search for it. If there is any harmful material, we remove it from any of the parties that are involved. So we should ensure that there's no harmful material into the conference hall. We should ensure that these two parties are not sitting beside each other. There should be a clear distinction between the two parties so that raising of hands will not be allowed, even when a particular party, after instructing them not to use verbal abuse, if they do, they will not be able to throw things on each other. They will not be able to physically assault each other. And we should be able to curb any verbal abuse when it wants to arise. It is very, very disgracing for people who have knowledge to use verbal abuse on other people. We should not assault people, because sometimes some people you assaulted could go home and think over the assault, and they start having another line of emotional trauma, which could escalate a lot of disagreements again. And they will tell you that what we agreed at that conference, we are no more interested in it again. If you have been resolving problem, you will see that this happens sometimes. They will tell you that what we agreed at the conference, we are no more interested again. When I got home, I discussed with my people and they said that they are no more interested. So you will start all over again. But they might not even allow you to mediate again for a very long time. And the problem will continue. And it could lead to war if time is not taken, especially when it has to do with the intra-group. So we need to be very, very careful. So by the time we identify the problem, we should be able to understand the roots of the problem and identify what are the things that are needed to solve the problem. If we cannot do this, we might not be able to really, really solve conflict. So we have to assess. Those are the process of intervention now. We have to assess. We have to assess what is the type of conflict, what are the nature of conflict, who are the people that are involved in the conflict. By the time we assess, then we plan based on our assessment.
Excuse me, ma. Hello, ma.
We will plan and plans. And this could involve programs, strategies of addressing the conflict. It could involve a lot of programs, a lot of strategies, so that we could address the conflict perfectly. So we should be able to do that. Sometimes when you want to intervene in conflict, you could take some programs that are educative to them, and you bring them, you know what we call community participation. You make sure that every member of the community are involved in participating in the program, and every member is working towards seeing the program come to true. And from the program, you quietly drop some messages, but not directly. So every party that are involved, we get home and look at the positivity of the messages you have dropped so that they can go ahead, they can work in unity and achieve the best for the people that are involved. So you could plan some educative program, you plan different strategies so as to come in and be a good mediator. You know, mediators will never swing to any side, even when you know that the other party are very, very bad. You are not to tell them they are bad. But when you are addressing all those issues, they have blood flowing in them. They will know that what they are doing is very, very bad. So they are the one that will withdraw from doing it. You are not the one to tell them, don't do this is bad, this is this. They could continue to do it and make sure that they eliminate the existence of the other party. Because of the defensive mechanisms. So you don't outrightly tell somebody that you are too bad. So you rather maintain the peace that you have so that you can do your work perfectly. Then, after planning your strategies of addressing the issue, you now do intervention. So, intervention could be mediation, could be negotiation, could be resolution techniques, and so many other things like that. In some community,
Ma, I want to say
people ask,
something, ma.
yes, sir.
Thank you for the audience. In negotiation, you spoke about communication and we should be able to listen. And you also emphasize on gathering fact, history, and be able to know the perception. And you also talk about identifying needs, interests, and negotiables. So the area of where we have situation where it's non-negotiable, what do we do as a professional? Thank you, ma'am.
There's no situation that is non-negotiable. It depends on your way of approach. And I said it earlier. Don't blame any party. Don't be subjective. You should
All right, ma'am.
empathize. Mhm. So
Thank you.
there's no situation that is non-negotiable unless the mediator did not do it well. There will be a drawing line. There will be, it's not one time that you will talk it and the other party will agree. Even a party that agree could disagree, like I said. You will still continue to know what to do. You might even come with another person, but you will not come directly again. And like that, you get the problem solved if you are really interested in solving the problem.
Ma, is it good to set ground rules for respective dialogue while doing
Yes,
the preparation
when you
for
want to do conference, I said it earlier, when you are doing the conference negotiation, ensure that there are no harmful materials in any of the parties involved in their body. Check very well. If you don't check, they could use charm, especially in Africa. They use charm and hit you. And before you know it, you are down there, they will walk away. In the foreign land too, they have different types of things that could be used to harm mediators if you are not a very good person when you are doing negotiation. So they could bring out gun and shoot you. They have some shooters that are not even the physical gun, they are in the button. They will just press their clothes as if they are adjusting their button and you are down on the floor. So all of these things are to be kept out of the negotiating room. Sometimes some people they will put their camera in their body, they will put it in the hair, you will not see it. So you have to be very, very vigilant and ensure that the people that are there do their work thoroughly. Then when you want to start, you make some slight ground rule, not a very hard one, because they will see you as somebody that is so hard on them, you are not ready to listen to them. So in this our gathering, let us try as much as possible not to see ourselves as enemy. We are all friends. We are all human beings. God has created us to live together. So let's see ourselves as brothers, as sisters before we start this meeting. We should try as much as possible not to use offensive words. Don't say abusive words.
Mm.
You say
Thank you.
offensive words.
Thank you, ma.
Don't let us use offensive words that we will get home and think about. So let us be as neutral as possible. Let's all see ourselves as people that are capable of getting the solution to this particular issue. Do you see the negotiation line now? Every one
Yes,
of
ma.
us here is seen as being capable of getting solution. We are the ambassador of every other person that are involved. They have seen our behavior, they have seen our character, and they have seen us fit to come for this conference. So everybody will tag themselves as ambassador, as the solutionist, and so many other things. So the behavior would be naturally conform with. Can I
Thank
go
you, ma.
ahead with the class?
Yes, ma. Thank you, ma.
Do we all understand that fact?
Yes, ma.
Ma.
Yes, ma.
Yes,
It's
ma.
okay. So, by the time we do the intervention techniques and so many things we put together, which I said involves mediation, negotiation, conflict resolution techniques, and so many things that we put in place, we now look at the evaluation. We evaluate what we have done. So we look at the effectiveness of our intervention. People could get out of wherever we have done our conference and decide that the group A will decide that they will never have anything to do with group B, either physical fight, assault, or any other thing. They will not. And group B will also say, I will never have anything to do with group A, either physical assault, verbal assault, abuse. Even our children will not marry themselves. They draw the line. And they might not come to fight physically, but when their children want to, they say, no, it's a taboo. It's a taboo. So place don't marry so place. So please don't let it happen. And they discourage and make sure that the party involved will never be together. So those are the issues. So we need to evaluate effectiveness of our intervention and disseminate the possible findings and materials for future use. So it is very, very essential of us as a social worker. We should not be tired of writing books. We should. Let's document our work. Let's put up the trick and the techniques that we have used to solve conflict and be able to do it perfectly. So that area of mediation and conflict resolution is still a tax on our shoulders as social worker. We need to do it. So that's why you will see me in some gatherings. Some people will call me all sorts of names. I wonder where the skill of social work is lying in their mind, because as a professional, we don't need to use abusive languages for ourselves if we want to stand in as a very professional moderator and conflict resolution personnel. So as a social worker, we still have a long way to go. So we need to know this at the back of our mind and try as much as possible to know how to avoid things that could escalate conflict, because when conflicts are escalated, it is beyond our expectation, the happenings that will go around the escalation. So let's give ourselves 5 minutes to think about this, ask question before we move further to another theory that is very important to us in this class. Thank you. 5 minutes, question,
Thank
we
you.
answer, we go ahead. Please, let's come up with questions. Let's answer that. Then we go to the next theory. What is the next theory, please?
Yes, ma. A question, ma.
Yes, what's the next theory, please? Before your question. Which theory have we not touched? Have we touched the learning theory, about Badura and others? Okay, your question. Please ask. Your
Yes, ma.
question.
The on mediation, ma. Though
Okay.
in the course of the class, you mentioned that probably the parties, after leaving the mediation, changing their mind. Then the question now is that how do we, the role of agreement, probably a kind of documentation in the process of after the mediation. I think would that one work better so that it might preserve the whatever the parties will have agreed on.
Hmm. Thank God you are an assessor to the judiciary. Even when there is documentation and
Yes, ma'am.
documented agreement, have you never seen where a party says, if you want to kill me, you can kill me, oh, you can jail me. I'm no more interested in that. Eh?
It happens. It happens, ma'am. It
Ehen,
happens. Then
that is it. Because that party
ma,
felt
if
the party felt that when you people are doing mediation, maybe you are one-sided. You did not really, the problem is that you did not really get to the root of what is paining that person. Do you understand me now? You did not get to the root
yes,
of
ma'am.
what is the problem of that person before the conflict arises. We are just looking at the periphery of it. Do you understand me? Especially in family
Yes, ma'am.
issues. Especially in family issues. Let me give you a scenario. This happened so many years ago. So many years ago. And I will just make it a case study now. Somebody has a wife with 4 children. The last born fell ill and they took him to the hospital. And unfortunately, they could not get a matching blood. It was unlike now when they have blood banks all over. That time, it's very difficult to get a matching blood. They have to ask a family member to come and do this, that. Now they can easily go to blood bank and get blood and do whatever they want to do. It was a very serious case. And the father volunteered because the child is the last born of the family, around 10 years or 11 years old. And they were all in love with this child. They said the father blood did not match. Mother volunteer, it did not match. Which blood will now match? They were like that. This is a physical thing that happened, and I handled the case. The man was so furious and he was so angry, and he had started making trouble at home. And the woman was also panicking. What happened? Did they change this child? How could his own blood group could be different from every other members of the family? My sister blood group, no way. Brothers, no way. The father side too, no way. What is going on? His siblings too, no way. The doctor had a friend, a medical doctor too, who reside outside the country. He just came home and came to visit his friend. And as he was about stepping out, the doctor remembered, this man has this type of issue this boy has sometimes ago, and it could help because this blood will even manage to be passing now. If we finish, how do we manage to cure this child, this, that? He just asked the man, please, I have a boy in the clinic with so problem. Can you please help us, even if it's a pint of blood, donate? The man voluntarily donated the blood. And before the other party came, the boy is already feeling well. So the father was curious. He said, maybe it's the doctor that owns the child. And the wife was like, are you crazy? What is my business with doctor? And they were like that. And the woman has to go and ask the doctor, please, who help us with the treatment of our child? Say, it's one of my friends though. He resides in America. Oh. He will even be here before he will go next tomorrow. The man came. He happens to be Eku Atijo of the woman.
Huh?
So person. They greeted themselves. You are the person that helped me. Oh, thank you. God will bless you for me. Then the other doctor that came from outside now felt, wow, he now went to his calendar to recollect that he visited 11 years ago, going to be 12 years, and he met the woman and they copulate. He now dragged the woman and said, wá, ṣé lágbájá ò kì í ṣọmọ mi? You know, tí nǹkan tá jọ ṣe sometimes ago. And she now remember, say, ó tí o, má sọ yẹn o, ẹ̀kọ́ ṣàlèmi àti ẹ bára wa sùn, kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀, kíní kan, abẹ́ fi mí lẹ̀ jàre kó má tún gbé yẹn wá lọ́tẹ̀ yìí, kíní kan, mọ̀ pàrọ̀ méjèèjì ti dàgbà, kí ló ń ṣe é gan? Well, I'm serious o, I've not been able to have any child o. My wife is there, we don't have any o. If it's only this one, my hijack lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ máa gbà o. It was like play. Now doctor was like, wow, ẹ má kó bá èmi o. This man is already suspecting me. Now, attaching yourself with ìyàwó níyàwó, abeg, go to America. Don't disturb my patients. And the man went and told his wife over there that it's like I have a child. You have a child, níbo nìyẹn wà? The child is in Nigeria. So person I suspect has the child for me. Let's go back home on holiday. We are going to take our child back. Even if it's that one, me and you will be looking. Let's take the child back. They came, and there comes the problem. The man came to welfare to come and report directly. I have a child with one woman and she doesn't want to give me my child. Ẹ gbà wá, kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? We invited the woman. The other husband came and said, what is wrong with this man? If you donate blood to somebody, does it mean that you will claim the child? This boy is exactly like my structure. He behaves like me. We eat together. We play together. It's my child. We have to take them to court. Getting to court, they said they should do, that time, DNA ò tíì sí. They said they should go and do blood tests at Forensic Center in Oshodi. They did, matching blood, 90%. The other man that came from America said he can pay for DNA. We went to American embassy then. He paid for DNA. They took the swab of the boy and his own and the mother. And the man now said he wants to query other children. Then the court said, let's settle this one first. As the result will come back, is the 99% owner of the child. So what happened to the 1%? The man of the 1% is saying, it's my child, nobody can take my child from me. 99% said this other man is the child. So what do we do?
That's serious.
Very serious case. And the court has to say we should go on negotiation. We went on negotiation. We pleaded with the two parties. We said a lot of things. And being a young social worker then, I was very curious because from my investigation with the woman and the birth of the other children, I realized that he always meets that woman, that man, whenever he comes from America, when they were very young. They were two lovers. The other one went to America because his family doesn't want him to marry that woman. But if the guy comes, they do totoros with the lady, and the lady will sneak out of the husband's house to go and spend a week, sometimes 3 days with the other man. So I now said, can we investigate the other children? Now, my boss then, may I so rest in peace, he said, Kemi, this thing you want to do. Wọ́n máa wá pa wá láláùsá o, mo ní màmá ẹ fìyẹn lẹ̀ fẹ́mi. I started to be very close to the man at home because I know it's going to be a big shock on him if those children happen to be the children of the other man. As I'm working on the man, we are also working on the wife of the other man too. And I started by asking him simple question. Sir, what do you think can happen if the other grown-up children are this man's children? He said, it cannot be happening. It cannot happen. I trust my wife. I know she doesn't do nonsense. Maybe that one is a mistake, like she said. She said she was drunk. She said she went for a conference. She was drunk, and the man took advantage of her. This, that. He started. I said, sir, just calm down. Just calm down. I am asking you if it eventually is not yours, what will happen? He said, he could die, he will just go and throw himself inside Third Mainland Bridge. I said, no, you can't do that. That's not the solution to the problem. I just want to ask you one question. You don't need to be violent with anybody. Just ask yourself, sir, if these children are not yours, what are the alternative things you can do without harming anybody? Go and think about it. You know, I have not told you that these children are not yours, but I'm just asking you, and give me a call in the evening. He didn't call me that night. He called me around 12 the following morning to say, I thought about it. Can I come and see you in the office? I said, you are welcome, sir. I told my boss, I said, oh,
Wow.
this woman, I said, you are welcome, sir. Please come. I told my boss, I said, this man has accepted to have a conference with us. Let us all host him. And immediately he came in. He felt somehow. He said, have they done the DNA? I said, no. We cannot do anything behind you without the court order. That means you should sue us. You have the right to sue anybody that does that behind you. He now breathed well. Then my boss now asked him, sir, what did you think about the question my colleague asked you yesterday? He said, well, I was thinking about it. I couldn't sleep. I have a very serious body temperature. I couldn't imagine those children calling me father will not see me as father again. Does it mean that I have wasted the whole of my life nursing other people's children? Does it mean that my wife I trust so much cannot more be trusted? He was asking a lot of questions.
Wow.
And I told him, I said, I expected all of these questions from you. I want to prepare you. I want to prepare your psyche. I'm not saying your wife is having infidelity issue, but I am preparing you to have a concrete mind and tell me just some other alternatives you could have without harming anybody. He said, Madam, I don't think I can stand this shock. I said, no, why not? Why not? If not, what about if your wife knows that you cannot make a baby and she decided to cover you up and make babies for you? Say, that's another thing. Oh. He never think to that level, because actually, no woman has told him, apart from the wife, that they have pregnancy for him. We now started jokingly. I said, so how many women have you gotten after marriage, before marriage? Just count, just tell me the number. You know, all my bosses, they were just going out one after the other. They knew that it was a serious talk. If they are there, he will not be able to tell them the truth. He now said, he has about 4 ladies that he was serious with before marriage. It was his wife alone that said she is pregnant, so she has to discard the other 3. Then after marriage, she has a secretary, but she never came with a pregnancy issue, and he always see his secretary. We laughed over it. I know now. Àbí ṣe bọ́kùnrin ni ẹ́, wàá ṣáà ṣe. I say, what about housemates sometimes? Yes, 2 of my housemates sometimes, but they never come with pregnancy. I said, so we are now negotiating now. If that woman covers you up and cover up with lies to cover this one we know. So, and you eventually now know that those children are not yours, but she has helped you. Do you see the negotiation now? She has helped you to cover your tracks so that nobody's know. She said, you are making sense. But how can we do it even without the knowledge of the other man, so that he will prepare his mind? I said, yes, that is why I have called you. DNA was 250,000. Do you know that he called the other children in the university and told them that he wants to have meeting with them? And we went back to American embassy. He did not take the court order then. No. You know, he was the one that talked about court order. He did not. He said, can I help him so that he can find out the true position of those children in his life? Meanwhile, the other man too is already suspecting. The way I calculated, the other man too went and calculate and feel that he should challenge the other 3 children. So we did the DNA test. It was the other man's. None of them. They don't have traces of his blood. He wept.
Wow.
He wept in my office. He wept. I was weeping. My boss, all of us, we are weeping. Cockroach tears. Oh.
Wow.
After weeping with him, we sat him down. Sir, there is a way forward. Calm down. Don't say anything to anybody. Let's try something to be sure you can really fertilize a ovum. He said, okay, what can he do? I said, let's have a test first. He went to General Hospital, Lagos Island then. They tested him. He's okay. Now, good, you are okay. Look for a woman to impregnate first before you start the fight. He had a girlfriend. He brought the girlfriend to my office. We always chat. Then before we know it, the woman was pregnant. It's good. And I said, don't tell the other woman what we have found out, because she might poison the whole of those children. And don't be surprised that those children will never go with the other man, because they have known you as their children. They have loved you as their father. There's nothing that will separate you and them. So just calm down. They are matured enough. They are above 18. They can tell the court, this is the father we want to go with. So continue to love them. He now say, okay. As God will have it, 10 months after this issue started, the other woman gave birth to triplets. In fact, he got relieved. He said, you are a good professional worker. I am proud of you. He rented an apartment for the other woman and quietly divorced this one. And the woman was like, why will you divorce me? We suffer together. I build your life together. I won't take this lightly. They came to our office. Madam, calm down. Just calm down. Calm down. Calm down. We will solve it. We will solve it. No, she's going to poison the children. I say, Madam, Emma poison no. Ẹ̀yin náà ti commit atrocity o. Gbogbo ọmọ tẹ́ bí ń lé yín, bàbá kọ́ ló ní o, ó ní sùúrù fún yín. Ẹ máa pẹ́ kẹ́ tó kẹ́rù yín kẹ́ tó sá jáde kọ́ tó pa yín. She quietly went back home, take the 3 children that remains with her and ran away.
Jesus.
It was the man that now came about 2 months after to say, my wife just packed and left the house without notification.
Wow.
I was just laughing. I didn't say anything. You can imagine how we have come in to ensure that they don't kill themselves. There was no blood damage or anything. But eventually, when the children, the older children that are involved, get to know the problem, they deny their biological father and came back home after finishing from Unilag and still stick with that man. They told him, you are our father, we don't know anybody. Let our mother go and carry pregnancy from wherever she wants. That's their business. We are going to stay with you We will make sure that we help you to nurse these 3 children and they will become somebody in life. We are not going to leave you. It was the man that came back to tell me again that, in fact, it's better to be very patient. Do you know that what he was planning that time? He was planning to poison everybody and everybody died, including himself and that useless man. I said, now that you have gained something, what will you say about it? In fact, 2 years ago, I met him in America. He told me that they have all relocated to America. With his 3 children,
Wow.
they are now undergraduates in the university there.
Wow.
Wow.
You can see what the power of negotiation can
Negotiation.
do in conflict. So sometimes you could have agreement and somebody just go home and the third party will say, you are mumu, you are crazy. You supposed to take this agreement? Nonsense, you have signed rubbish. We have to go back there and make trouble. We scatter everywhere. And these are people that are helping such person when the person is emotionally down. So he will listen to their advice. He will see your own advice as rubbish. Am I communicating?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we need to know exactly what the issue is. We need to know the series of solutions around that issue before we talk about negotiation.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Any question? Any other question? We have just less than 30 minutes more. David,
Ma?
David,
Yes, ma.
David, are you asking question? If you are not asking question, mute your mic, please. Any other question? So let's move to another theory. I hope we are very, very clear with this.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma. Cleared.
Yes, ma.
For some of us that joined the class late, please ask others what we have done earlier.
Okay, ma'am. We'll listen to it.
Who is this person now? Why are you disturbing the class now? Now let's go to another theory, which is very, very important to us in social work. Did we do psychodynamic theory? Have we done that?
Yes,
Yes,
that
ma'am.
is what
That was the
we
first
started
part.
with.
Then from psychodynamic, we go to which one?
CBT.
CBT is under psychodynamic.
Okay.
Cognitive behavioral therapy, abi?
Yes,
Cognitive behavioral theory.
yes, ma.
Still under psycho.
We started with conflict because the other time we started with conflict. So
We started, no. You started with conflict, right?
Yes.
Go and ask others about what we have done earlier.
Okay.
okay,
Mm.
okay, ma.
Now, having known what conflict theory is, let's go to what we call the rational choice theory.
Choice.
Yes, rational choice theory.
All right, ma.
The rational choice theory is a social science theory.
Okay.
Please mute your mic. Hello, Madam Olanireti, you are trying to talk. We didn't really pick what you are saying. Please, Akitunde Folakemi, please mute your mic so that we don't have interference. Thank you so much. So now let's talk about the rational choice theory. This theory is a very, very interesting theory that brings about what we call logical in the faculty of thinking. You know, if you can remember when we talk about the psychodynamics theory, we talk about the id, the ego, the super egos. And so
Yes,
many other
ma'am.
ones like that. The rational choice theory is a social science theory that explains human behavior as a result of individual making logical decision to maximize their self-interest. For this school of thought, it is believed that everybody weighs the costs and benefits to choose an option that provides a very good reward in order to achieve their goals within some constraints that are available within their environment. I hope I'm communicating. And I will also take you back to the Yoruba adage. I'm one of those that promotes Yoruba speaking anyway, so don't be surprised in my class. I always take you to Yoruba adage. The Yoruba adage that says when they give somebody a hoe to cultivate, they always cultivate towards themselves. Because there's no way you can cultivate out of, you take your soil and throw it away. That means you are not cultivating. So when you are cultivating, you cultivate towards yourself. So the Yoruba people will say that kò sẹ́ni tí wọ́n máa fún ní ọkọ́ kó roko tí ò ní ró sọ́dọ̀ ara ẹ̀. So that's what the rational cause theory is talking about. Within every constraints that is in the environment, every individual look at the benefits they are going to have while putting up a particular behavior. And if you meet people that have this sense of thought, they are very, very, very manipulative. Very manipulative. Those are the people that you cannot even have conflict with. They fight you today, tomorrow they are your friend again. Because of what they want to gain from you, they become your friend tomorrow. And immediately there is issue with what they want to gain and what is within you that you might not live easily, they put up their fighting techniques again and block you off. That is what the rational choice theory is trying to explain to us. Now, the key concepts when we talk about rational choice theory has to do with the self-interest, the interest of every individual that is motivated by their own preferences and every attempt to maximize their well-being, which lead them into acquiring their desired results. So such people, they go a long way to acquire whatever they want to. So if you tell them to be a slave now, they are a slave. If you tell them to kneel down and greet everybody, they will do that. If you tell them to shout, Lord, 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 everywhere, they will Lord you so as to get whatever they want. Let them have it, then come and take it away from them. That's when you will know that you will have to work very well again before you can take such things from them. Another key concept is the cost benefit analysis. It works on them like a wildfire. They look at the benefits, the potential cost benefits of different choices they want to make. So consciously and unconsciously, they determine the one that will be more advantage to every other one. So in their own thinking faculty, before you know it, they have thought it out and they have brought out the one that will be beneficial to them, and they will be looking at you like mumu again. You will think you are wiser than them, but they are wiser because they can think faster than you. The third thing is the rationality behind their behavior. So for every individual, they think that they are capable of making logical decisions. So to them, they process this logical way of thinking perfectly to suit the objective of their thinking, and they will give you reason for thinking that way. Why constraint is another thing. So for them, they make their choice based on the logical thinking, the self-motivation, the cost benefit within the context of the limited resources or informations that are available to them. So they don't really bother what are the constraints around them. They take their decision to suit that particular situation. So when we talk about the rational choice theory, we use it in different fields, but in our own field as social worker, we use it to calculate the risk and reward that are involved in the modification of behaviors. The risk, the reward that are involved in the modification of behaviors. So I'm going to stop here so that we can enjoy this class very, very well. We will come back next week. I want you to read more about rational choice theory at the advanced level. Don't go and read like undergraduate. You can see the way we treated conflict is different from what they taught us while we are in the undergraduate class. Because at this class, we are the father of application of thoughts. So we should be able to apply our thoughts perfectly to gain whatever we want to gain to suit the objective why we are professional at this level. So we need to go and read the rational choice theory very well so that our next class we will be able to discuss and interact with series of experiments, explanation, and what have you. But my next class will be on a Sunday morning, if you can permit me, because I will be on transit on Saturday, so I will not be able to take the Saturday class for next class. So Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon will be my next class. So be prepared, please. Thank you. Ask questions before we call it a day.
Ma, thank you so much, ma. Ma, please, I want to ask, ma, can we get a what is the presentation on the slide, ma? Maybe a material. Hello, hello, ma.
Sorry, I will be posting some materials to you. Many a times I do lecture offhand.
Okay.
Echo.
What do you call me now?
Echo.
So, ma, please, ma, if we can get it on the material, we will also appreciate it a lot, ma.
I will help you to look for materials. I will help you to look for materials, but I
Yes, ma.
don't teach from any materials.
Yes.
So many a times I teach off materials.
Wow, wow, wow. This is great. Okay, ma. Okay, ma.
That is why
Sorry, ma.
you see.
Thank you so much for the class, ma. Please, ma, talking about the next class, you said
Mm.
either Sunday morning or afternoon. Can you please consider those of us that will be in church in the morning, ma?
Even now, I'm in church. I'm just taking my time.
That's why. That's why I said afternoon because I will be
All
on
right.
Afternoon.
transit on Saturday. So that's why I pick afternoon. So I will
All
negotiate
right.
with those
Okay,
who will
ma.
give us the afternoon.
Even
Thank you, ma.
this morning, ma, there are some of us that we are also a Sabbath worshiper too. So, all
Ẹ̀yin
right,
Sunday
ma.
Sunday tablet àbí Saturday tablet.
Saturday ni.
Saturday, ma.
Ẹ̀yin Saturday tablet una. It's okay.
Okay, ma.
Sorry, ma.
Thank you so
The
much,
good
Okay,
ma.
thing
ma.
is that let's just be preparing to have our papers now. You know, we are doing DSW.
Yes, ma.
If you don't know how to write what you want to write, let me know so that I can help you to start doing it. We are not undergraduates. They will just tell
And
us
ma.
now that we are going to do presentation.
Hmm.
So you are going to have 4 presentation in this class, which is a formal way of upgrading you. If your presentation is not good enough, they will not allow you to leave one level, even when you write your examination.
Okay.
So you must be able to know how to do presentation now. It's not that they will ask you to come and talk about a paper, then you will now bring four leaves of paper and said you are there. At this level, when they said you should do presentation of proposal, there are certain things that is needed of you, and they want to look at the volume of your papers,
Okay, ma.
because
Wow.
at the end of this course you should be able to write up to 180 something pages of analysis about the particular topic you are doing. So
Wow.
if it's not up to that, òṣèré ni o, they will not even
Ah,
answer you.
wow.
So what I will do is that once I am on vacation now,
Yes,
I will
yes, ma.
organize a class for you people. I will
Oh,
speak
good, ma.
with the institute. So
Ah,
we will start with how to even pick an interesting topic,
topic. Wow.
Thank you, ma.
We will appreciate that, ma. We will appreciate it a lot,
because
ma.
many a times our
Yes,
topic
ma.
is the killer of our work.
Hmm.
If you don't pick a topic you are interested or you are mastered in, you will work to a particular level and get stranded.
Hmm.
So we should know how to pick our topic. Then from there, we will now talk about how to develop the topic we have picked. Then we'll now enter into research properly. I know that your facilitator for research methodology, she's also trying. She's also a guru in research methodology.
Okay.
But you need to know some basic things which I always quarrel with the research methodology teachers. They don't teach people, but they want to see where you are failing from, where you are falling from, and laugh at you. See, this person is falling. Ha 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 ha. Come back, my friend. That's not how to do it.
Mommy, God bless you. We appreciate that for the class.
It's okay. Can
Thank
we
you
call
so
it
much.
a day? Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you
Thank
so
you.
much, ma.
You're
Bye.
Thank you,
welcome.
ma.
Enjoy your weekend, man.
Sorry, ma, before we call it a day, I have a
Okay, man.
question is I have a particular student in Hall of Residence. This student always find it difficult, I mean, to relate with people, even as just dissociate herself.
David, mute your mic. Let's hear
Yes,
what
ma'am.
she's saying.
And so
Okay,
she just,
Mrs. Akintunde.
yes, ma, she will just dissociate herself from others, and then always is always remorseful. So her case was brought to my table, and I asked her a series of questions. What is the issue? She will not disclose to you. She will just keep
Mrs.
quiet.
Akintunde, you did not pay me for that video case I tweeted for you in Ogun State. You think I have forgotten Nabi Oyo Nibadan?
Wow,
Did
long time
you
ago.
tweet? Did you tweet Davido? You didn't give me money now. Now Davido is a champion in the whole of Nigeria.
Wow. So ma, the girl is always,
Did she has a
remorseful.
father?
Sure, she has a father, she has a mother, but the mother is abroad. The
The
father
father
too,
is sleeping with her.
no, at all. The father is not
Where is
sleeping
the
with.
father?
The father is with her, but with another woman, married to another woman. So
I
the
said the
father,
father is sleeping with her.
okay, okay. So I don't know how to handle that case, ma.
Eh, you pay me this time around. Consultation fee. Àbí mo
Eh,
ṣe ẹni tí bá gba consultation fee gbogbo class.
Not at all,
Rárá
ma.
o. Ah. Hmm.
Not at all,
Hmm.
ma. So, and it's affecting our academics. That is
Yes,
even.
it will. It will affect our academic.
Mm,
The father is sleeping with her. I can categorically say that to you. Or
mm,
the stepmother brought a boy to the family and the boy is tormenting her and sleeping with her and she cannot fight for herself. So they need to separate her from that home. Her trauma
mm.
is from that
How,
home.
how old is the patient?
The patient is 17 years old. She
Yes.
does not even like her mom. She doesn't even like her
She
mother. She
will hate
even
her
prefers,
mom now because she's already
love
depressed.
but she loved the
All
stepmom.
those people.
When
Don't
did the
forget about
mother
that
left
one.
her?
Juju ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn.
Mm,
Let's analyze this case. So, when was
mm.
the
Um,
time the mother left for abroad? I've handled
No, the
cases like
mother
this
is
before.
with her. The mother is abroad, but the father
And
is with her.
when was the time she left her in Nigeria?
About 3 years ago now. She has not
ó
even
tán.
got.
So she has been around since then till like 3 years ago.
Mhm.
Mm,
Is that the question? Is that the answer?
yes, yes.
Okay. What about the grandma to this patient?
They are late. The grammar is late, according to her.
Because you have to see it from the area of family system and family dynamics, and
Okay.
from there we'll be able to pick where there's holes, where there's a lacuna in this situation. Then,
Okay.
what was the role of the mother when she was alive, and
You
how familiar, how close they are? That is where we are now
know,
be searching for the area of issue, problem, family issues like
ní
what.
ti mo ti
no, the
ṣerú
mother,
kéèsì yìí rí.
according to her,
Let me explain to you. Wait,
yes.
let me explain to you. I'm talking from experience.
Yes,
There was
so
a
that's
case. There was a case of a man in Magodo.
Mm.
I work on that case. Mrs. Akini, do you remember that professor in Unilag?
yes, ma. I think
We are talking about a professor now in Unilag.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Mo forúkọ bò láṣìírí àní dárúkọ ẹ̀
I
nínú
just want
kíláàsì mi.
to be robust before we.
Wait, Smith, I want to tell you, this professor in Unilag happened to have a child that is already working in my ministry, and somebody observed what Folakemi observed now.
Mm.
Folakemi, you know I don't joke with cases. You know the Davido own, when I analyze to you people, share our resolutions.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
So they brought this lady to me, like I always say, my boss, Kolon Fonuke, because she really appreciated that I came to the ministry with masters of social work. So she doesn't joke with me. When she has cases that is very complicating, she will ask them to call me from wherever I am. Òun ò fẹ́ gbọ́ o, kí ṣáà máa bọ̀ kí wá bá òun ṣe case mi. So they said this lady always on her own. She doesn't associate with anybody, even when she's working now. Eléyìí à ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹni tó wà yunifásitì nìyẹn o. This
Yes.
one, she's already working and she's not herself and everything like that. She's always depressed. I called her severally. They brought her to me. I have been talking, do all sort of things. Even the father one day even came with her to see that she needs a solution to her problem. She's the only one that is giving her pain problem. When the father left, I called for another meeting. The way the father was behaving manipulative, I got to know that something is fishing somewhere. I asked her, how many wives did your father ask? She won't talk. Even when you ask her to write it down, she will not. Because the depression has deepened into her head. She's almost running mad.
Yes, exactly.
That day, I just asked her, I said, how many times did your father sleep with you in a day? She now raised her finger to tell me 3 times.
That's serious.
This is a professor in Unilag, I'm telling you.
Jesus
Yes,
Christ.
yes, a professor. Mrs. Akini knows about the case. It was a very big case in Nigeria then. Because ó fẹ́ lo influence ẹ̀ láti jẹ́ kí wọ́n dá case yẹn, but I dealt with him. Èmi àti ọ̀gá Mrs. Akínníyì ń gbà yẹn. Èmi ń fàyẹ̀ lábẹ́lẹ̀, ìyẹn náà ń fàyẹ̀, a jọ fàyẹ̀ pa ni tá fi kó gbogbo àwọn ọmọ yẹn kúrò lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀. All his female children, is the one that used to sleep with them.
Oh, Jesus.
And the wife that is
Mo ní kí n ẹ tí gbọ́ tẹ̀ ń parọ́ Jesus.
Abomination.
No. That is to you now. We have seen a lot in this field. So the wife that agrees with him will stay and be laughing to the whole world as if nothing is happening. Meanwhile, he's still sleeping with the children of the woman. Àfi tí ò bá bí obìnrin o. To the extent that he even sodomized the boys that are handsome. Case Nigeria lélẹ́yìí kò ṣe pa lọ mu ní India o. It's a Nigerian case o.
Jesus.
And he's a well-educated person. Kò ṣe pé bóyá kò wà educated o.
All right.
So, what you would do to her is to take her out for a date.
Okay.
Start to be her friend.
Okay.
And tell her about so many things. Then one day you will just ask her, has your dad slept with you before? You will see that she will open up. They slept with her in an humiliating manner. That stepmother must know about it.
Okay.
And that's why tó ṣe ń ṣe ọ̀rẹ́ ojú pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ lójú ayé.
Okay.
I treated a case about 8 years ago. Also a 17 years old girl, and the father refused to let her leave primary school. Ó ti wà university nsìn.
Wow.
The father will sleep with her in the morning, in the afternoon, in the night, and the stepmother knows about it.
Wow.
Ó ga o.
Stepmother sọ pé ṣóun nìkan wá dópa ni. Ó dóun nígbà kan, oyún bàjẹ́ lára òun.
Yeah. Oh,
But unfortunately for the stepmother, èmi náà bà nínú jẹ́ because by the time we carried out tests on her 3 children, bàbá yẹn ti dó obìnrin yẹn, gbogbo ìfun ẹ̀ ti já mọ́ rúùmù. Ó ti sodomize gbogbo àwọn ọkùnrin tó wà nú ẹ̀. Ó sunkún àsundàjọ́ yẹn, mo ní kó tì í mọ́lé ní pàǹtí, kò kàn mí.
Yes.
Yes. Because she's a culprit.
Yes.
Ìgbà tí stepdaughter ẹ lọ bá pé bàbá mi ṣe nǹkan báyìí instead of her to stand up and kick against it, ó sọ fọ́mọ yẹn pé Ọlọ́run máa jà fún un. And God really fought for that girl. We took advocacy of sexual abuse to the primary school, and we now talk about the intimate family members that could easily do it for them. So, Mrs. Folakemi, you can also talk about that with the university students.
Okay, ma'am.
Because some of them agree ni wọ́n mọ kankan. Ọwọ́ àwọn bàbá òṣì yẹn náà dàgbà sí.
Oh, yes, ma. Even though, ma, we even have some single parents. Where we have a lot of cases.
So, by the time we spoke about this issue and we tell them that it's forbidden, God does not want it. We took it to religion again. We took it to the traditional taboos that are attached to it. That was what gave that girl the confidence to come and meet me inside the car and say, Mom, I want to see you privately. She was visibly shaking. I now took her somewhere and she said, my father has been sleeping with me while I was 5 years old.
Jésù Kristi ọmọ Ọlọ́run.
And he's still doing it. As I am standing here now, he will soon come and pick me in school. He will sleep with me for 1 hour before the evening time.
That is devilish, ma. That one is devilish.
You are judging. You don't judge as a social worker. Oh, ní lè negotiate dáadáa.
Okay.
Don't judge.
Wow. Okay, ma. Wow.
Don't judge. Just empathize on the situation so that you get to the root of the situation. It has happened. You are not to judge. You are to look for solution because it has happened.
Yes.
Tàbá wà ní church la lè judge. Tàbá wà mosque àbí a wà nílé ìjùbà a lè judge. But once, yes, this is a case that has happened. You don't judge. You look for solutions.
Okay.
So, I now told that girl, why you dóko tèmi o? Faramọ́. Jẹ́ kó tún dún ẹ ní ọ̀la. But má wẹ̀. Because tí o bá lọ lénìí nísìn, tá bá ní ká mú ẹ sọ́dọ̀ lénìí, a ní ní evidence o.
Yes.
Ọmọ yẹn lóun ti gbọ́. Ó ní ṣé kó má wẹ̀ lálẹ́ náà, àwẹ̀wẹ̀ talẹ́. Ṣèbó máa ṣe tàárọ̀ kùtùkùtù, ó ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Ṣé ìyàwó ẹ̀ òkè mọ̀? Ó ní ìyàwó ẹ̀ máa ń wò báyìí tó máa jọ òun mọ́lẹ̀ láàárọ̀ kùtùkùtù pẹ̀lú àwọn àbúrò òun. Gbogbo wọn máa ṣe dáàdì. You can imagine that.
That's terrible.
So the following morning, I took my group of colleagues. We went with a van with police officer a lọ sí area tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ Ìfàkọ̀jayé ní ibi tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Gbàgádà Estate. We went to the police station, we met the DPO, we reported the case, òun náà fún wa láwọn ọlọ́pàá. We were about 35 tàjọ ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn because wọ́n sọ fún wa wípé olórí àwọn OPD ni máa yẹn. Because we are on record, that's why I'm speaking Yoruba, and I will appreciate if they can leave us to discussion to end our recording, please. Okay, it's like they are out of our class. Okay, that's good. They are out of our class. They are not recording again. So we went there. We went to the place. Àti kọ́kọ́ scatter àwọn ọlọ́pàá bíi 15 around the vicinity of where that man is living, but they are all on mufti. They are all on mufti because OPD la fẹ́ bá OPC la fẹ́ bá jà yìí. Agbára mélòó la ní, ogun mélòó la ní, tó bá dọ̀fẹ́ ńkọ́. Ọlọ́pàá márùn-ún wà ní police station, stand by for him to come.
Okay.
Another 15 are scattered sí gbòòrò ní gbogbo Gbàgádà yẹn in case of any trouble tó bá fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀.
Okay.
I now held the girl inside our van. Lóòótọ́ ìgbà tó di 1 o'clock ó ti gbọ̀n dé jóbèlè. Ṣé o mọ̀ pé ó ti ṣe day 1 lójú mi mo ti rí.
Yes, ma.
Ó ti gbọ̀n dé mo wá ní kí gẹ̀ yẹn kó bẹ̀rẹ̀ nínú mọ́tò wa gẹ̀ yẹn bẹ̀rẹ̀. Meanwhile ìgbà tá a máa mú gẹ̀ yẹn á jẹ́ káwọn siblings ẹ̀ mọ̀ wípé àti mu teacher ló lọ bá wa mú wá. Àti bíi pé a fẹ́ gbé lọ sáláwúsá fún nǹkan kan. Teacher yẹn ṣáà ń gbọ̀n ṣé kò sí problem a sọ fún teacher pé tó bá wá má sọ pé o rí o sọ pé o mọ bó ṣe rìn lénìí. Ṣáà lóhun ti gbọ́. Ó gbọ̀n dé kò rí gẹ̀ yẹn ojú ẹ̀ ti change. Ojú ẹ̀ ti pọ́n ó ti dàbí ẹ̀tẹ̀ náà ó ti ń làágùn wàràwàrà. Kò rí oúnjẹ tó máa jẹ lọ́sàn-án yẹn. Ó lọlé ó tún padà wá sí school. Fortunately for him ó bá teacher mi tó ti ń bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ èmi ò sí lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ van àṣà ti sọ fún gẹ̀yẹn kó wà nínú van tó kò pa kó tẹrí ẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ ń bẹ̀. Ó wá bá teacher wọ́n sọ pé lágbájá ò wá sí school wọ́n sọ pé wọn ò rí níbo ló gbà níbo lọmọ ìyẹn ní ẹ ní sùúrù sá ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ilẹ̀ máa mú wọn láti school. Níbo ló ti wá mú wọn gbọ́n ló ti mú gbẹ̀yìn kìnìkan yẹn ní àná ẹ̀ sì wá tẹ wá mú ọmọ yìí ìgbà tẹ́ ẹ̀ wá rí lẹ́yìn ṣóun lẹ máa wá bá jà ni. Òun ò bá yín jà òun ń wá ní important kìnì kan wà tó ń fẹ́ fún òun ń wá ní. Ó ń gbọ̀n gidi gan. Mo wá ṣẹ́jú sáwọn ọlọ́pàá pé kó tẹ̀lé. Wọ́n wá tẹ̀lé ó yẹ fẹ́ wọlé ẹ̀ báyìí wọ́n apprehend.
Correct.
Nígbà tó wá mú padà èmi bá wọn lọ́nà àti ìmúwọnú mọ́tò mo bá wọn lọ́nà mo ní sà ẹ má bínú ẹlẹ́yìn wá lágbájá ó nìyẹn. Ìgbà tí ẹ lọ ni tíṣà ẹ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá sọ fún mi ó dáràn àwa la mú ó ló dáràn olórí burúkú lọmọ yẹn ó ti fẹ́ kan sọ pé ó máa dáràn láyé ẹ̀ ni a ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni but àwa la mú ó wà ní custody wa níbo ló wà ó wà ní Fákọ̀ police station. Ó wọ mọ́tò àwọn ọlọ́pàá àwọn tó lè wọ mọ́tò wa àjọdé Fákọ̀ police station. Nígbà tá a dé Fákọ̀ police ibo ló lórí burúkú ẹ wà àti tì mọ́ sẹ́ẹ̀lì àwọn ọmọdé ẹ lè rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ wọlé ká lọ bá DPO sọ̀rọ̀ ó wá wọlé sọ́dọ̀ DPO wò. Fọlákẹ́mi this thing I'm telling you èmi tí mo jẹ́ àgbàlagbà I was visibly shaking nígbà tí àwọn ọlọ́pàá já ṣòkòtò ẹ̀. Tó bá rí nǹkan tó wà ní abẹ́ rọ́ọ̀dù ni. Ó gùn débi pé ó fẹ́ lè bá ní ilẹ̀ dọ́gba.
Jésù Kristi ó ti lo nǹkan sẹ́yìn.
Mo ń gbọ̀n báyìí ni mo ń gbọ̀n èmi àti kọ́líìgì mi tajọ lọ à ń gbọ̀n mo sọ fún kọ́líìgì mi mo ní eléyìí ò gbọdọ̀ ká mi mọ́ kọ́nà kò yọ ọ̀gẹ̀ ní máa ṣáàjọ nítorí Ọlọ́run farabalẹ̀ ṣe kan tó bá ṣe má ṣe girigiri o kó jẹ́ máa bá tèmi lọ.
Wow.
ọlọ́pàá obìnrin gan yẹn ní hey I can't see this is what you have been using for your child ibẹ̀ ló ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ti wá ṣé mo ọlọ́pàá obìnrin yẹn ló lọ gbé wá sí lọ́wọ́ pé nǹkan tá a mú fún nìyẹn
ṣé wọ́n snap
ibẹ̀ ló
ẹ̀ mà?
ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ti wá wò pé something is done on him kó wọn bá má tẹ̀lé wa and what make police to bring out his down his trouser is because OPD ni bóyá ó ní bàǹtẹ́ and some other things.
Good.
Làwọn yẹn ṣe kọ́kọ́ humiliate by bringing down his trouser. Nígbà tí gbogbo wa rí nǹkan tó wà ń bẹ̀ DPO yẹn ní yé ìwọ máa yìí ó máa kú sí ẹ̀wọ̀n ni. Mo ní Ọlọ́run mọ̀ pé mi máa ràn lẹ́wọ̀n ẹ̀yẹn ṣáà máa ẹ máa wò ó tì í o. Kó máa escape from ẹ̀wọ̀n tèmi máa ràn ó lè bọ́nú ẹ̀ láéláé. Tí ẹ bá rí nǹkan tó jù sílẹ̀.
Ejò yájú.
Mi ò rírú ẹ̀rí láyé mi tí ò bá ń ṣe ti máa yẹn mi rí bọ́kùnrin bá nírú ẹ̀ tó bá lóun fẹ́ mi mọ iye owó tó fẹ́ kó fún mi nígbà fún.
Àbí.
That was when it dawned on me that ọmọ yẹn ó tiẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ need the medical attention as I am speaking with you ọmọ yẹn ò lè bímọ torí pé ó ti jáwùn mu ẹ̀ mọ́ bladder ọmọ yẹn máa ń tọ̀ sára ńgbà yẹn ni.
My God.
So you can imagine that type of father. By the time I was into that case properly, tí wọ́n ti lọ bá mi jà sí maximum kirikiri tán bá mi gbé wá sí court, I discovered that he disvirgined the mother of this child at age 17. Ọmọ ọlọ́mọ parí secondary school. Ó rape ẹ̀ ni, ó disvirgin ẹ̀. Rape yẹn ló doyún. And àwọn fanatic Christian ló bí màmá yẹn. Wọ́n humiliate to the extent that ìgbà tóun náà bí ọmọ ó láti lọ ju ọmọ fún àǹtí bọ̀bọ́ yẹn tó ń gbé nínú ilé wọn tí bọ̀bọ́ yẹn wá bá ṣe ọlùdé dẹ́ẹ̀. Ó wá ju ọmọ yẹn fún àǹtí bọ̀bọ́ yẹn pé bóyá àwọn family wọn á tiẹ̀ forgive òun wọ́n á jẹ́ kóun kàwé. Gbogbo àwọn àbúrò woman yẹn ló kàwé èyí tó di doctor wà ńbẹ̀ èyí tó di lawyer wà ńbẹ̀ èyí tó di gbogbo ẹ̀ woman yẹn nìkan àwọn parents ẹ̀ ò forgive ẹ̀ because they felt that òun ló lọ bá tó fi ṣèrànù wọn ò gbà pé ó rape ẹ̀ ni and they did not help her. Ṣé ti rí lesson yẹn for we that we are parents for we that we are social workers èèyàn ò gbúdọ̀ ta ọmọ dànù torí wípé wọ́n ti fún lóyún.
Àbí.
Ìyẹn dúró bẹ́ẹ̀ a wá béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ màmá ọmọ yìí dà ó ní ó ti kú ó lóun ò mọ̀ mọ́. Meanwhile ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀ tó gba ọmọ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ ńkọ́ ó ní ẹ̀gbọ́n wà ní Ondo State mo láti connect mọ́ Ondo State wọ́n bá mi wá ẹ̀gbọ́n yẹn síta ní Ìgbọ́kọ̀dá. Ìgbà tó ń wá ẹ̀gbọ́n yẹn síta ẹ̀gbọ́n yẹn sọ pé irọ́ o ó sọ pé lágbájá ti kú ó mà ló ti kú bí oṣù bíi mẹ́ta kan tó wà gbá lọ́wọ́ òun ó ló ti kú so ó dọ́gbọ́n gba ọmọ yẹn lọ́wọ́ sísítà ẹ̀ ó sọ fún sísítà ẹ̀ pé ọmọ yẹn ti kú so that a máa lo as sex slave torí kò rí bí ọmọ ẹ̀ mọ́. So now let's go back to this case we are talking about. The mother left to America. The father might have some agony in him. That the woman left. Maybe ó mú owó ẹ̀ lọ ni o. Maybe ó sá lọ ọmọ lọ́wọ́ ni o. Maybe he has some stupid attitude that the woman cannot voice out. Ló ṣe fi ọmọ yẹn lẹ̀ fún. Now he is passing aggression.
On the child.
On the child. So to the whole world wọ́n á rí wípé ó like ọmọ ẹ̀ kò ń fa ọmọ ẹ̀ ṣeré irọ́ ni o. Irọ́ ni o. He might have been sleeping with that child. Ọmọ yẹn ò dẹ̀ ní lè sọ fún anybody pé nǹkan tójú mi rí nìyí o ọjà alẹ́ ni o. Ọjà alẹ́ ni so ọmọ yẹn ò ní lè sọ fún àwọn èèyàn pé ẹ wá bá mi nájà alẹ́ yìí o ọjà alẹ́ ni o. So the child needs a helper. You can look at the
Likewise,
case.
the man too, because the man might be going through some psychiatric
Psychiatric.
that
issue.
is this.
Ẹ̀ẹ̀kan tẹ́lẹ̀ ọkùnrin tó bá go to that level is already
Maybe
having
for
a
normal, not yet now.
psychosis.
Yes, so it's not okay.
Because it's an
Uh,
abnormal behavior.
Abnormal
yes,
behavior.
it's an abnormal behavior. That's what we are saying. Tàbá ti
Yes,
dé
ma'am.
psychosocial theory, àìmáa learn ẹ̀.
Yes, ma'am. That's
So
psychosocial theory, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
yes,
Yes,
it's an abnormal behavior. So
yes, ma'am.
it's a thing that even gan obìnrin èmi gan ó máa ń ṣe fọ́mọ ẹ̀. Obìnrin èmi máa ń ṣe fọ́mọ ẹ̀ o. Ó máa bá ọmọ yẹn ṣọ̀tá dọjọ́ kú. Torí wípé bàbá tó gbé fún yẹn kọ́ ló ní o. Ó mọ̀ pé bàbá yẹn kọ́ ló ní. But circumstance,
I
yes,
treated the case that the
yes,
mother
circumstance
the
tó
mother
fi bí ọmọ yẹn ó ń bí nínú. Kò dẹ̀ lè sọ síta. Kò sí nǹkan tọ́mọ yẹn mọ̀ ṣe báyìí, ó máa sọ pé kò ṣe dáadáa ni. I hate ẹ̀ bí ìgbẹ́. Tọ́lọ́run bá wá máa mú ọmọ yẹn kó lọ wà successful ju àwọn ọmọ tí ó bí síbòmíì yẹn lọ. Ó lè pa, ó lè gba gbogbo property ẹ̀ fáwọn ọmọ tó kù. Because kò rí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ ẹ̀. Ó rí bí enemy ẹ̀ ni.
The mother is giving a daughter to a Lebanese on island. And that one, the Lebanese build the house is like a big hotel. Swimming pool is there. You will not you'll be sleeping with children. They will say they should do this. Breastless children. At the age of she's 9 years old when they brought her to me. And I now begin my investigation. I sneakily do the investigation by going to the address of this Lebanese, well secured, is a prominent person in Nigeria. And they
Let me
took
have
away
his name. Ó máa ṣẹ̀wọ̀n. Ó prominent olórí burúkú wo ni. Mrs. Akínníyì knows me very well. Á ṣẹ̀wọ̀n. Ìwọ jẹ́ kí n ṣe kéèsì ẹ̀. Màá rán lọ sẹ́wọ̀n, mi ò rán níṣẹ́.
She's receiving treatment under a facility here, and the father always cry. The father always. They try
Let
to send
us
the
know
father
about the case. Send the case to social work department. You don't need. That's why we talk about use of agency. There are some cases tó bá ṣe débì kan wàá gbé fún àwọn ẹlòmíì pé yá ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ níbẹ̀ yẹn eléyìí tó kàn èmi lélẹ́yìí ẹ̀yin ẹ máa ṣe eléyìí lọ. Do you understand me? Ó máa ṣẹ̀wọ̀n who is he? Ó lẹ́sẹ̀ ń bo. Ó máa ṣẹ̀wọ̀n professor tá à ń sọ yẹn ó sì wà lẹ́wọ̀n sí i.
If it's not handled now, he will continue with that.
He will continue.
So he
Ṣé ó
has to be
dijọ́ tó bá
handled.
mú ọmọ ẹ̀ nínú ilé ẹ̀ kó tó wá sọ wípé mo dẹ̀ mọ́ ń pa kéèsì máa yìí ni.
Don't leave people like that.
You don't leave them to work freely. Ó máa ṣẹ̀wọ̀n nẹ́bà ní ìsìwèrè wo ni. Màá make sure pé ó ṣẹ̀wọ̀n. Just send this profile to me. Bá ti investigate ẹ̀ tó bá ṣòṣì, ó máa ṣẹ̀wọ̀n.
I will relate the father to you. I want to be silent on this. I will relate the father to you. The father
Let him
really
come to
wants
social welfare office. Ibo náà ń gbé. Go to the nearest social welfare office. Let him reveal what happened. They will investigate. Àwọn judiciary gan máa mọ́wọ́ sí. Nigeria ò ń ṣe kinní bẹ́ẹ̀. Zero tolerance to rubbish. You don't abuse children because you will give them psychological trauma. And that's what Mrs. Falakemi is reporting to us now.
Yes.
Forever they will be traumatized.
Yes.
Forever they will be traumatized. And the worst of it is that they will also abuse somebody sexually along the line.
That is
it. So we don't need to close eyes on that.
The mother
So
collecting
Mrs.
money
Falakemi,
from the man.
please, Mrs. Falakemi, please try and do a tutorial, like a conference meeting with the children. Tell them about sexual abuse with intimate family members.
Student driver.
And give them room to consult you after the meeting for a private chat or a written memo to your office, even if they don't want you to see them physically. Ẹ wá fi èèyàn kan máa ṣọ́ ọmọ yẹn kó má tẹ̀lé physically o, but kó máa ṣọ́ in a distance. Ẹ rí wípé he will be one of those tó máa drop notes fún yín. I've gone to a church, a general overseer, ó ti bá gbogbo àwọn ọmọ ọjọ́ sùn. Ìyàwó ẹ̀ dákú ni, ibẹ̀ ni ìyàwó ẹ̀ gbà ní stroke. Mi ò gbúdọ̀ sọ orúkọ ẹni yẹn. Ìyàwó ẹ̀ dákú nínú ìjọ yẹn. Because ìyàwó ẹ̀ ò believe. The wife invited me to come and speak with the youth. And we were talking along the line. I saw what the workers are doing with some people, and now push in that topic that is very, very encouraging. And parents said, please go ahead, talk about it. And we talked about it. And we said, if workers in the church, we separated the youth and we gave them small, small notes, and they collected those notes like owó ìjọ tẹ́ máa ń gbà bí offering. They use the offering thing to collect it. Yes. If workers have molested you in the church, say yes or no and drop it. Wrap it and drop it in the offerings. Nobody knows who is doing that. And tó bá ti ṣe tán, wọ́n máa lọ gba offering wọn lọ́wọ́ wọn, a kò síbì kan, a tag workers. If fathers in church have abused you, say yes or no. And they did the same thing. If any of these people working with general overseer have abused you, say yes or no. Wọ́n ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. If general overseer himself has abused you, all the youth said yes.
Jesus. I'm serious.
Ìyàwó ẹ̀ dákú nínú church nígbà tá à ń ṣe evaluation. Òun sá lọ.
Most of these people, they are using them for power. That is the way I see it from African.
They are not using them for any power. It's part of this psychosocial something that we will treat in the class. It's not any power. Níbo ni power náà wà? Who has it? Psychosocial theory is a theory that dwell more with philosophical issues. And we are going to treat it. That's why Timothy ìfẹ́ ká lọ síbẹ̀.
Okay.
We will treat it in the class. Bàbá sá lọ, ó lóun ní meeting. Nígbà tí wọ́n ta ti débẹ̀, ó lóun ní meeting. Ìyàwó ẹ̀ dákú, wọ́n mi lé lórí. We revived the wife. On my way home, they almost assassinated me.
Jesus.
Pastor. Hey.
Jẹ́jẹ́ mi mo jókòó, àwọn náà wá pè mí o.
Àbí?
The province herself.
Àbí?
Àwọn lọ́tọ̀ lọ́wọ́rọ̀.
Àwọn náà wá pè mí o, mi ò lọ church wọn o.
That's strange.
So, Mrs. Falakemi, if you want to hear, what is wrong with that girl, we need to do workshop, we need to do orientation. You will plan different types of workshops.
Okay.
Where you will focus more on the class of that girl.
Okay.
Initially, you will start with a bigger hole, then you start to reduce, and you do as if you are interacting with them class by class.
Okay.
Not narrow it to that girl alone.
You can't narrow it to her alone. You will do it class by class, and the one that will touch her class, you will just say your experience sexually. Write it 60 words in a paper and pass it. Don't put your name.
Okay.
Yes.
Ma, you can do that, ma, during the all worship.
Yes. All
Do you
assembly.
understand me now?
All assembly, yes.
So with that, you will get a lot of informations from them.
Okay. Thank you, ma.
You will get a lot of information. But as she's undergoing a serious trauma because she lived her 14 years to see whether a traumatic family or a happy family.
Mm. Mm.
Whether the father is always troublesome torí pé wọ́n bí.
Mm.
Especially tí ò ní sibling kankan. So ó lè jẹ́ torí pé wọ́n bí bàbá yẹn ń ṣèjọ̀gbọ̀n.
Mm.
Ìwọ kọ́ ni mo fẹ́ fẹ́, lágbájá mo fẹ́ fẹ́. Meanwhile, having series of women outside, even the married and unmarried one.
Mm.
And you know, when your husband has a married woman as a friend, another tutorial nìyẹn.
Mm.
Gbogbo wèrè unhappiness tí ó lò ṣe òní nínú ilé ẹ̀, ó máa wá di adviser olórí burúkú níbí báyìí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Mm.
You are giving her 30,000, kí ló fẹ́ fi ṣe? Kí ló ń rà? Ìrakúra ìyàwó ẹ̀ pọ̀.
Mm.
Reduce the money.
Mm.
Don't give her more than 15,000. Ó máa wá ṣe ránu ní. Ó máa rárá kúra ní. But òun ló máa gba 15,000 tó kù yẹn o.
She will become advisor.
Adviser.
Yeah.
So there are many like that. So the woman might have been traumatized before leaving that child at age 14. And she might felt that tí bá dá Amẹ́ríkà tí bá ṣiṣẹ́ díẹ̀, màá wá sáré mú nǹkan mi kó má possible fún wọn.
That's serious.
Do you understand me? Kó má possible fún wọn. And wèrè àǹtí tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kó wọlé lójú ayé ó máa fẹ́ máa ṣe good woman. And that's the only time tọmọ yẹn ní opportunity àti smile sí. So ó máa smile. But inside her, she's being burnt with 360-degree light inside her. So she needs a quick help, a quick one, before they will introduce her to drug to comfort her.
Exactly. That is where I'm looking at. They will want to use the drug now to cover everything that she's engaging in drugs. And the lady, she might even be introduced to prostitution from there. Because
No, she will
with
not
time,
do prostitution. People
when
like
they
them will not
involve
do
drug,
prostitution. It is
when they
drug.
involve drug,
They will
yes.
introduce her into drug. Mrs. Falakemi knows her school.
Yes, ma.
Tó bá ti
Yes,
lè bọ́ọ̀lù sọ́wọ́ àwọn oní-drug, wọ́n gbé wọlé nìyẹn. A kàn máa jẹ gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣeré, and that's the end. Kò lè jẹ́ èèyàn mọ́ tó máa fi kú. Because drug tó ń tà ń bẹ̀ kò ń ṣe drug tó wà ń tà o.
That's all. So.
And they are children of well-to-do, the children of the elite. And that's what their father is doing. That's what their parents are into.
Yeah,
So
those are the kind of students that we are dealing with, man. Student of the
Our
elite,
job is
yes.
very delicate too. If you really want to do the sincere job,
It's very, very delicate too.
We need to alliance, we need teamwork, because it's a very delicate and dangerous job. Even your
Mr.
colleagues
Smith,
will be.
thank you, sir. You are saying my mind, sir. Yes.
Mo ti fi sílẹ̀ fún yín. Mrs. Falakemi to remember when we handled the Davido tí ò bá wọn pa gbogbo àwọn ọmọ school wọn tán pẹ̀lú drug. So she knows, she has the experience.
Wow.
She has the experience, yes. And our advice work for them then, and we could have a good Davido, even if we have some bad of him at a particular time. So we could have a good Davido, yes. So we really did a lot of work with him then to make him a successful person. So God will help us. It is the society where we are in now. Even if nobody introduced to them, by the time they are depressed, they look for what could suit them to make them sleep. And before they know it, ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀ rà fún léni, another ọ̀rẹ́ rà fún lọ́la, and before they know it, they become something else. So we need to really, really be careful we will need to really guide them well, because they are the sheep in our shepherdhood. They don't know what they are doing. They don't know what they are doing. I was surprised one day tí Davido pàdé mi ní airport. Only you, this woman, let me give you my goat. Money, I don't want your goat. Go and give Mrs. Folakemi in your school. Don't mind that woman, jare. She too talk. Money only head alone.
Bless God for his life.
We thank God for his life. So we have a lot to do on our table. It's not the issue of we just need to really be careful, to study well. We don't say those in the university are not doing it, but they still need a lot of way to go. They need a lot of way to go. That's why we made up our mind at the institute level to do this DSW, to teach people in the professional way. That's called professional thing. So Toba Day University, Koloma theory, but here we want to really go into the in-depth of what it takes to be a practicing social worker. We have a lot to do. We have a lot to do. We have a lot to do. Drug we are saying, ó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti primary school. Ká máa sọ secondary. Kan tó máa di àwọn tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ti ẹ̀rẹ́ ní béèrè lọ́wọ́ wọn pé kí ló jẹ́? Kí ló jẹ́ tójú ẹ̀ ń wò báyìí? So what are we talking about? So as a teacher, as a lecturer, we have a lot to do on our table, but God will help us. God will help
Amen.
us.
Amen.
Thank you all.
Thank you
Yeah.
so
Thank you
much.
so much, Ma.
Thank you for being
Thank
here
you.
all the time.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
For the
Thank you,
You're
ma'am.
welcome. Thank you. Have a blessed day. Yeah, bye.
Thank you so much, Ma.